Double coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I am Dom with the great man Sauce. What is going on?
Yeah, well, not much, mate. I just, obviously different day for the live, but
Yeah.
regardless, ladies and gentlemen, even though we didn't announce anything on our socials or whatever, we're still here, getting the episode in, making sure to provide you with the most
one day a week, mate. Weekly. We're still
weekly
here
podcast.
Weekly.
We're still here. We're still here. We're actually, Doma, on show 199. 199 live.
Might have to get someone on next week.
Next week is show 200. So I think we might have to try tee something up. I don't know. It's show 200, Doma. We can't just.
We might get Shine on. We could get Shine on. Snow, the man from Snowy River. Shine.
No. We'll get Juanito. We know where he is, don't we? We could give him a bell.
We could get one on. We could get Shine on. We could get Ken eBay Golden on. We could get anyone you want. Nat Turner. We could do anything. Who knows? We'll see where it takes us. A bit on the cards tonight. We're going to fly through this, though. We've got NBA, AFL, EPL, F1, UFC, and then if there's anything for Hobby Talk, we might just... Oh, I actually got one thing for Hobby Talk we can talk about. It's a very positive thing, and we'll leave it on that note, I reckon. But let's start with the NBA source. You're a happy man because two things happened in that Lakers game. Two things happened. The Lakers won, first of all, so you clinched the 7th seed. And the second thing is Zion Williamson carried the team on his back in that game. And if he did not play in that game, it was over.
Zion didn't play, they would have got slapped. New Orleans would have got absolutely slapped. Zion was on another level. And this is what I'm saying. Like, this is the capabilities of this guy. I mean, putting up 40 points, he was unstoppable. No one could stay in front of him. No one. He was literally unstoppable. Like, I'm telling you, we haven't seen a guy that unstoppable since LeBron early in his career. And then before that, Shaquille O'Neal. When I'm talking about unstoppable, I'm talking about going to the ring. He gets that first step on you, and you just can't defend him. So
hopefully it lights a spark for next season.
Well, we also don't know. I think he may have injured himself again. There was an innocuous situation. Oh, okay. So he's done his hammy. Yeah. There you go.
They're done. They're finished. They're not beating Sacramento anyway. So Sacramento, they're going to
play? Yeah. Sacramento beat them. They played well.
Sacramento slapped Golden State in the other game with Klay Thompson going
the dynasty. Ended the dynasty, people are saying.
Oh, Klay Thompson's gone 0 of 10 in a play-in game to make it to the playoffs. There's a few alarm bells ringing there, if you ask me.
So you reckon what? You reckon he surely deserves the $30 million contract a year? No,
he ain't getting shit. But it wouldn't surprise me if a team like the Lakers
one guy I follow on Instagram, he goes, Klay Thompson, you better start learning Chinese. Ni hao! Ni hao! You better start learning Chinese because you're going to China. 0 of 10? 0 of 10? He's going off, and I was in hysterics, man. I was absolutely in hysterics.
Bro, it's not good at all. Not good at all. So they'll play Sacramento next, the New Orleans Pelicans, and I think they'll just get the smackdown put on him without Zion if he doesn't play. So Sacramento's a good side. So, so that's the West. Over in the East, the Heat lose to Philly. So we've got to play again. Who finished number 1 seed? Boston. So if we win, we become the 8th seed. So the Heat lose to Philly. Philly are the 7th seed. So they'll play Milwaukee, I think it is.
Yes, Milwaukee.
In the first round, which is going to be a nice, juicy matchup. And then the Heats have to play Chicago after they made easy work of the Hawks today, if you ask me. Beat them by 15. If the Heat beat Chicago Sauce in the next game, they deliberately tanked last year to avoid playing the Boston Celtics in the first round. If you remember, they went on to play the Bucks and they ended up beating them because Bam pretty much negates Giannis and he becomes useless. And then we made it to the finals because we beat Boston in the ECF. Can the Heat beat Boston in 7 games and cause one of the biggest upsets in a very long time? Because everyone's banked in Boston's in the finals.
Correct. They have.
In all honesty, I reckon the Heat as a matchup, based on the fact that they beat them, I think they beat them. Yeah, they beat them once because they made it to the finals the year before. The Heat match up pretty well against them, if you ask me. And they're probably the biggest challenge. Embiid's so underdone. Though I reckon they walk through Philly. Giannis has got injury issues. They walk through the Bucks. So Boston's hardest game at the moment, if all these teams don't get their guys firing, is actually the Heat.
Well, the Heat's pretty much got a full squad. I mean, there was a bit of a scare with Jimmy Butler today, but he came returned to the court and played out the game. So, I mean, you've got your full team in there. So, yeah, why not, mate? Like,
and I know you watched that. I know you're watching that game.
Confidence.
I know you're watching that game today, and you love Vaquez. I know he's my boy. I know you love Vaquez, bro. You love these guys.
Mate, I'm spewing. They had his points total on the bookies had his points total at 7.5.
I know you
what
like
a disgrace.
Vaquez. I know, bro. 7.5.
Yes, under 7.5.
I don't think people realize actually how good he is. He's a perfect Heat culture player. Does all the nitty gritty. He can score the ball.
You needed,
bro.
He was hot from 3 today.
Yeah, he's actually good. I'm very happy with that pickup. So the Vaquez, we'll see.
I was giving it to Joel Embiid. I was like, Embiid's stinking it up. Here we go. And then, of course, he pulled his finger out in the last quarter and obviously won them the game in essence. The way he was able to close things out down the stretch. But yeah, look. Let's see. You have to play another game. Who you got to versus Chicago, which I think you should beat. And that's at home. That will be at home as well. Yeah. So you've got the home court advantage there.
We'll see. We'll see how we go. I'm not getting ahead of myself.
For viewers' sake, I'm telling you, you don't want to see Chicago against Boston in the next round because they're going to get absolutely slapped. At least the Heat, it will be a competitive series. Anyone saying it's not going to be a competitive series, you actually don't know basketball because you've got the
matchups
from
are
last
so
season.
good. Yeah.
The matchups are really good. Exactly right. The matchups are very, very good.
And you know the reason why? All the pressure goes on Jason Tatum. That's why. Because he fell short against the Heat last year. All the pressure's on him in round 1 of the playoffs.
Correct.
All of it. Him and I was going to say Gordon, Eric Gordon. I don't know what I was thinking of Eric Gordon for. Jaylen Brown. All the pressure is on them. That's what you want. It's playoff time. We won't go through who we think is going to win the series. We can do that next week. But they do start on Sunday.
Yeah, they start. Yes, correct.
A couple of the matchups.
The playing game will be probably
the
Saturday.
Playing games are Saturday. Yeah. So the first round, just a few games. They start at 3 a.m. is Cleveland, Orlando on Sunday. 5:30 is Minnesota, Phoenix, which is a ripper. 8 o'clock is New York, Philly. That's going to be a good series. 10:30 Sunday, Denver versus LA. So full packet there. And then on Monday, we've got the Clippers and the Mavericks in a series. Bucks versus Pacers in a series. I must have finished 3rd. Oh, New York finished 2nd. Holy shit. Knicks finished 2nd in the East.
There you
go. Interesting. So there's some good matchups. We'll cover it next week and we'll give our full predictions on who's going to win them. Hello, Magda. Welcome to the.
Before we move on from basketball, Doma, I just want to share. I just want to share this. It's been finalized. Right? That's the squad. Team USA.
I don't think they'll lose a game.
Come on, man. Look, I was actually going to say I was going to get the Australian squad compared. Hang on. Let's see if I can find him. Mr. Rogues. Bogues, he posted it. Oh, I think I've spelt it wrong. I'm off
You're
my
gonna
head.
have to, mate. You're just gonna have to type in what Andrew Bogut.
Oh, that's smart.
That's B-O. Yeah, it's that one. It's B-O-G-U-T. Yeah, it's the second one. There he is.
Yeah, I know but he didn't post it on there. He posted on his
Yeah, I know. He would have put it
Rogue
on
Bogues.
Rogue Bogues.
We can click it there. Then we can go here. And there's the Australian one. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's speaking. But what do we think? Do they have a chance of winning a medal?
I reckon they can win a medal. I don't see why not.
Magda says Team USA are loaded. Yes, they are, Magna. And
They're on another level, bro.
I actually don't think they'll lose a game, and they'll probably
Michael Jordan's playing in that team. Saucy's boy, Anthony Edwards.
Yes. They were finalising the last roster spot, which they ended up giving to Kawhi Leonard. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up before we moved on from basketball.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
Obviously, we'll talk about these things when the Olympics comes and whatever. I think
99 days, mate. 99
yeah,
days.
I was going to say 100 days. That was yesterday, so I heard that. So yep, 99 days till the
99
Olympics.
days.
Bit of coverage here on certain sports. You know, we're going to cover the shot put. You know,
Yeah,
we don't care about shot
we'll
put.
cover like the
few things.
clay shooting,
Table tennis,
badminton, javelin. Is esports in the Olympics yet?
Oh, I think it might be.
Yeah, we'll cover that. It'll be like FaZe Clan or some shit playing COD or something.
I don't know. I think they were trying to get it in.
We'll see what happens. Easy. All right, good stuff, Saucy. Let's move on to the let's go Premier League next because there's a lot happening. Not a lot of good things happening for some teams, but a lot happening. Newcastle defeated Tottenham. What are we? Yeah, 4-0. Nottingham Wolves 2-2. Man City slapped Luton 5-1. That was a bye. 1-1 draw for Brighton and Burnley. Brentford defeated Sheffield 2-0. Man United Bournemouth 2-2. I didn't actually watch this game. I missed this one. Fulham defeated West Ham 2-0. Crystal Palace defeated Liverpool 1-0. So done a favour for Man City. Chelsea smacked Everton 6-0. And then Villa did a favour for City and beat them 2-0. And City's on top. And it's not looking good. Saucy.
Yeah, I've been on the record on this show saying, I want Arsenal to win the league, but in all honesty, if I was to put money on anyone, it would be Manchester City. And proven, fact is that Arsenal look like I'm just having serious deja vu, Doma. I'm actually getting anxiety thinking about it.
You're in a bit of strife.
It could potentially be another trophyless season after all the good we have done. Another trophyless season. I mean, we'll get to it in a little bit, but we just got knocked out of the Champions League this morning, so just added on to the
more pain,
to the pain exactly. But look, in that game against Aston Villa, we had so many chances in the first half to get a goal. I mean, you get that goal, you're up 1-0. It changes the game, Dom. It allows us to, use our speed on the counter attack. Get the likes of Saka and Martinelli, and really use our speed on the break. We couldn't finish. And of course, we got paid for it. I mean, we paid for it. If you leave a team in the game going deep into the second half, there's always a chance you're going to lose.
Yep.
You can't let it get to 60, 70 minutes as the home team, as a team that's chasing the title. You can't let it get to that point and not be leading. You need to be leading. By the 60th minute, you should be up 1-0. Like those games there, you got to put the foot down. And I knew it wouldn't be that easy. And look, Liverpool did us a favour by losing to Crystal Palace, which I don't know how they did that. Thanks Liverpool. But then we shot ourselves in the foot by losing to Aston Villa. I mean, a draw wouldn't even been that bad. If we got a draw, I would have been like, all right, it's not the greatest, but Aston Villa is one of the better sides in the comp. It's not the worst result, but a loss 2-0, just terrible. Just terrible.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all, mate. The games this week. So, as we know, every game counts. It means a lot in the grand scheme of things. Luton, Brentford, Sheffield, Burnley, Wolves, Arsenal. I'm telling you, Gunners fans, saucy. If you bottle this game, it's done. Because you lost one of these games last year at this point in the season.
Correct. We have
you
to
lose
win.
it, it is finished.
No draw. No, not even a draw.
No, you can't draw. No,
can't draw.
win.
We have to win.
You have to win every game. The reason why I say that also now, because as Saucy just did touch on, we will touch on it a bit more in a second. Arsenal is out of the Champions League. So they got all their players. But at the same time, Man City is out of the Champions League. And now they have all their players readily available. They don't need to worry about winning that cup now. So they put their best 11 on the park every single week. So Wolves, Arsenal, Everton, Nottingham, Villa, Bournemouth, Palace, West Ham, and Fulham, Liverpool. The next games will be after the next podcast, but Arsenal play Chelsea next. So
away
at the Emirates. So yeah, but Man City's got Brighton away.
Yeah,
so.
And look, there is a little bit of hope. I did see that Man City's only beaten Brighton away once in their last 4 trips there, so there's a little bit of hope. There's a little bit of hope.
There's hope, but you need to win.
Yeah, we got to win.
You got to win.
We have to win our games.
It's all, like I said 2 weeks ago to you, mate, it's all good to have hope, but you need to win your games and then rely on others to do the job for you. You need to win your games. You can't even get that done properly at the moment.
Correct.
So that's the biggest problem. Don't rely on others to do the job for you.
Going forward, Doma. We're not looking good going forward. We've lost some of our potency going forward. I'll talk about the Champions League game when we get to it, but yeah.
We'll get to it right now, to be honest. We'll start with the other side of the draw first. We had PSG, Barcelona, obviously last week, 3-2. And Atletico Madrid 2-1 over Dortmund. Going into this week, Dortmund done the full flip the switch. Defeat Atletico 4-2 at home to advance. And PSG, on the back of Le GM in the Le France, Kylian Mbappe, they've been 4-1 to flip the switch on Barcelona and boot them out of the Champions League. Source, can Mbappe actually win a Champions League without all those guys? Just imagine no Neymar, no Messi, and he actually wins it. And then he turns around and goes, I won it myself.
Hey, if that happens, for me, Mbappe's the GOAT. He's better than Messi because he's already won a World Cup. And now he's got rid of Messi, got rid of Neymar, and he takes the Champions League. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest player of all time.
And then next year he goes to Madrid and he wins 400 Champions Leagues after that. So that's it. It's cemented.
If he brings the title back to Paris, that would cement his legacy. I think even the Parisians would still love him. Even though he's about to leave, they would still love him.
Well, that's the icing on the cake, isn't it? If he can win a Champions League for PSG. So they go into the Final Four, which is crazy.
I watched that game, Doma, and let me just tell you, look, Barcelona was on top. They scored an early goal. The game was to and fro. And then, let me tell you, they scored the early goal that put them up 4-2 on aggregate. Then, I'm trying to think who was through. Was it Dembele? Dembele was through, or someone was through. Or maybe it wasn't Dembele. But anyway, regardless, someone was through. Araujo, the defender, like a lemon, right, that puts his hand on the shoulder, pulls the guy back, denies a clear goal-scoring one-on-one opportunity, gets sent off, red card, and that's where they lost the game. Right there, sent off in the 30th minute. I think he was sent off, straight red. And you know what? As much as the Barcelona fans in absolute disgust across the socials and giving it to the ref, saying a terrible decision, this and that, I got to say this, referee, you made the right decision because that is a red card. It was going to be a one-on-one with the keeper. He's pulled him back, and he's denied a clear goal.
That's a red card. That's a red
card every day of the week. What I will say is, Araujo, what are you doing, bro? You're up 4-2. Say he goes and scores that goal. You're still up 4-3, and you have 11 players. Why are you pulling him back? Why? Why would you? You're literally just you're up by 2 goals on aggregate, dude. And you did that and got yourself red card, and then lost the game for your team, and now knocked out of the Champions League.
I love it. On the other side of the draw, Saucy mentioned Bayern get the win 1-0 over Arsenal, knock them out after the first leg was 2-2. And then in the other game, 3-3 in the first one in Madrid between Real and Man City. And it went to penalties today. And it was Man City losing out to Madrid in penalties. So they get the job done. And that sets up, Sauce, starting on the 1st of May, Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid and Dortmund versus PSG in the semi-finals. And then the second leg will be on the 8th, PSG Dortmund, and the 9th, Real Madrid Bayern Munich. So watch very closely.
Massive.
This is massive fixtures coming up.
Huge. I'm just telling you right now, at this point, when they get to this point now, we know who's winning. Real Madrid.
You know, it's got the air, mate. The air,
mate. That Champions League air. They just
but there's no Benzi this time, bro. Last time it was just
Benzi, mate. They got Bellingham. They got Vinny Jr. Mate, Vinny Jr. has had more assists in the knockout stages than Lionel Messi, and he's played 50 less games in the Champions League.
I don't even know who that is. I don't know who the guy you're comparing him to is, to be honest. So some scrub that can't even win games in fucking the MLS. Seriously, like, come on, man. By this point, if you can't see it, you're all lemons, straight out. Like, I don't even have to go there anymore. Sauce, you know where I'm going with it. If you can't see it right about now, you must be an absolute idiot. Sorry, you have to be an idiot to be that shit at PSG, then gifted a World Cup and be struggling in the MLS. It just shows they're not even on the same level, man. At the same age, he's kicking 100 goals in the fucking Serie A.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even close.
Apples for apples.
You're just people are just going, oh, he's got a World Cup and the other guy doesn't. That means nothing, mate. Pele's got World Cups. Fucking Ronaldo Nazario's got World Cups, and Cristiano Ronaldo's better than them. So Messi can have fucking 20 World Cups. I don't care. You can have him gifted by FIFA. It means nothing, mate. Stop trying to change the goalpost. You're like Dan Andrews' fucking government during COVID, mate. Move the goalpost from here to here.
Let's not forget that. I think were they found to? Well, they weren't found, but I'll tell you, there's some dubious stuff going back when they had the prime trio there with the referees. I think they did get done for some dubious stuff.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. They got gifted a couple Champions League, and then
it didn't stop there. It continued into the World Cup, mate.
But it's funny. They all bagged him. Don't ever forget the fact that those Barcelona teams, after Madrid got knocked out that time, all those players bagged the shit out of Ronaldo. They said he was finished. And then the guy came along and he won 3 in a row, 3 Champions Leagues in a row. So it's just funny. You talk about GOAT mentality, that's in a nutshell right there, mate. So game's on the line. Kicks a scissor kick, mate, when anyway, not even going to go there. The writing's on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say it again. I don't need to debate it. I don't need to push my case anymore, to be honest. If you can't see it, you're a lemon. I'm sorry. So, straight out. All right, let's move on. F1 quickly before we get into AFL. There is a Grand Prix this week. It is the Shanghai International Circuit on the 21st of April.
By 15 seconds.
Yeah, probably 50 seconds this week. It is a 5 p.m. race start, so it's a really good time, 5 p.m. Beautiful. So tune into that, the Chinese Grand Prix. And then the next one after that will be on the 6th of May. Obviously, we'll cover that when it comes, but that is the Miami GP, and that's a 6 a.m. start. So we've got some really early, nice races. As you know, the Japanese one was on the 7th of April at 3 p.m.
If it's a 6 a.m. or a 5 p.m. or 11 p.m., it's all right to watch. It's one of those ones that start at 2 p.m., 2 a.m.
We talk about F1.
4 a.m.
Look at that. There's the promo. Chinese Grand Prix. We'll probably get copyrighted for that, but you know what? Go suck a fat one. That's all I need to say. All right, let's move on to the AFL. As we know, there's a game currently on at the moment. The Dogs are up by 37.
What did I say to you before the podcast? I was like, I just can't.
Why
tip
did I
Dogs
tip the
after what I've
Saints?
seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally said that. I said I've tipped
You
the
did.
Saints, but I don't know why I've tipped them because they are shit. But I just can't
Yeah.
tip the Dogs after what I've seen them dish up against Essendon last week.
And you did.
And I fucking tipped it. This is the
And
Saints.
I tipped the Dogs. So
They get
I've already got one on
absolutely
you.
slapped.
Yeah. All right, let's get to last week's games first. First and foremost, the Lions come to Melbourne, beat the D's at the G by 22 points. They look really, really good. They move the ball well.
I think they've found some of their footy that they were playing last year. And if they continue in this fashion, they'll be in the 8. Maybe they can they could probably still get in the top 4 from this. The
Lions can still win the flag. There's no reason why they can't. So they just started slow. Just remember, Port Adelaide started 0-5 last year and they finished top 4. So anything can happen. If we're talking round 10 to 15, they lost 5 in a row, then it's a bit different. But they steadied the ship. Essendon Dogs, Friday night footy. Dogs, as Saucy's mentioned, they look like witches' hats. But Essendon play really well. They get the job done by 29. Good win there. Woo! Fantastic.
Yeah,
always
great
nice
win.
to beat the Dogs. Broke that hoodoo. Lost 9 of the last 10 against them. So it's good. Break a nice hoodoo. Then we had a ripper on Saturday in Canberra. We had the Giants beating the Saints by a point, 80-79. Unbelievable.
Should have never been this close.
Yeah, probably
the Giants
shouldn't have. But
took the foot off the gas and allowed them to just get a run on. And you know what happens in the AFL, Doma. If you allow a team to get a run on, they kick 3 in a row. Oh, they were up by like 6 goals or 7 goals. And you allow them to kick 3 in a row. They get a run on. They get the confidence up. And mate, it's hard to stop that momentum sometimes. So you have to, when you're up that margin, you have to, put the foot on the throat and just suffocate them. You can't allow them to come back into it like that. But they got away with one, GWS. They definitely got away with one.
100%. The next game, this brings a lot of great pleasure to a lot of supporters within the AFL that don't go for the Navy Blues. The Blue Baggers lose to the Crows by 2 points at Marvel. And as we know, let's be realistic. We know the Blues aren't always the greatest playing at Marvel at times, but they should have got this job done and they didn't. So they dropped some points there. Sam Walsh returned, put on an absolute clinic.
Kind of points. I think they were pretty inaccurate. I think I remember seeing. Hang on.
Oh, kick the game away. 14-14 to 16-4.
There you go. Terribly inaccurate they were.
So that's the game right
They probably
there.
should have won the game, like the amount of chances that they had.
Yeah, 100%. They should have.
Take chances, you get punished.
Exactly. The next one, Gold Coast defeat the Hawks by 53, 109-56. Then we have Port Adelaide defeating Fremantle by 3 points. That was a cracking game, 66-63. And then the last 2 games of the round, Cats defeated North by 75. We knew that was happening. But I don't know. I can go back actually last week. Where are the tips? Saucy went with the Tigers, but yours truly tipped the West Coast Eagles.
Yes, but I said if there's one game that the Eagles could win, I think it could be this game.
You did say
and
that.
I've said all season that Tigers are lock bottom 4.
You have. And they got the job done, the Weagles, by 39 points.
I'm not sure if you watched the game. They were getting absolutely slapped. They were down by 30 points early. They were down by like 6 goals early, and they came storming back and ended up slapping him. The turnaround was unbelievable.
I will continually say this about the 2 teams that struggle in North Melbourne and West Coast. West Coast will be better than North Melbourne quicker. Sorry, North fans, and it's hard for me to say, but West Coast will be better than North quicker because they've got a decent forward line. North Melbourne's got an okay forward line. Their midfield, you can argue, is probably better than North. Tom Powell's come on for North. That's pretty good. But LDU's a gun. But Elliot Yo's dominating this year. Jinby, they got all the... But the difference is between the 2 teams, I know they got some aging guys, but they got some good players. Their back line in Perth
some good players down there
is unbelievable. Duggan, Barras, McGovern, mate, these guys are Jets. These guys are
Still got
absolute jets.
good
And
defenders.
North's got Toby Pink, Luke McDonald, Aiden Core. Enough said. All right, that's it. Let's move on. Let's get to round 6 and our tips. Saucy, you tipped the Saints and I tipped the Dogs in this. Sorry, ladies and gents, but we did our tip just before the game started. So Dogs for me, Saints for Sauce. Crows, Dons.
Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm going Adelaide. Collingwood, Port.
Port.
Ooh, at the G. I'm going Collingwood. Carlton, Giants. Marvel, again.
Yeah, I know. Baggers. I'm going to back the Baggers in.
Oh, he's back the bags. They might bounce back. I'm going GWS. Callum Ward's back, mate. Good in. Lions, Cats at the Gabba.
Lions.
Ooh, Bailey's out. Zach Bailey's been pretty shit this year, to be honest. I'm going Lions as well. West Coast, Fremantle, Optus.
Fremantle.
Yeah, well, Freo
Gotta
too.
go with them.
This one here is an interesting one, based on the way they've been playing. They're coming off the bye, but the Swans versus the Suns. It's at the SCG. The Swans struggled recently, but they should get the job done. But I'm just saying, their form just before the bye was a bit shaky. They did get some wins. Obviously, they lose to Richmond, which was an upset. But they have the Suns, who are actually playing some good football at the moment, with your boy, Noah Anderson, of course.
No answer. And Flanders. I love Flanders too.
Yeah, Flanders. I like Flanders. I like Flanders too. I really like that. He's a gun. So, your tip, I don't know. I went Sydney.
To the SCG. Yeah, I just got to tip Sydney. But, always coming off the bye, it's always a danger.
It's always difficult, man, off the bye. It is. And then the last game of the round. The Toilet Bowl, 18th versus 17th. North Melbourne versus Hawthorn. Marvel State. The fact that the Hawks are $1.43 over the Roos, who are $2.86 outsiders, gamble responsibly, says a fair bit, in my opinion, because the Hawks absolutely stink as well. So, your tip.
I don't know. It's a toss of the coin for me. I think this is, North Melbourne. You should be thinking that you can win this game.
We'll get the job done.
It's at Marvel. I'm going to tip Hawthorn.
I'm tipping North.
I knew you tip North, so I was just like, stuff it. I was just going to go Hawthorn.
Zurhaar's back. The bull.
I could be going to this game. I could be going potentially to watch this absolute toilet bowl.
If we lose this game this week, and you're going to the game with the person that I think you're going to the game with, geez, that's all I'm saying. You got your work cut out if we lose this fucking game. I'll tell you, Curtis Taylor's not playing, so you just remind him when you see the person that I said last time I saw him that he's still a dud. So you just tell him that. That you know he loves him. No offense, Curtis. I'm just mucking around. All right. The ladder, Giants first, Cats second, Port third, Sydney fourth. Then we got D's, Blues, Freo, Dogs. This is a live ladder, by the way, so Dogs are in the 8th. Then we've got Suns, Bombers, Lions, Saints up to 12th. Then the Pies in 13th, Adelaide 14th, Richmond 15th, just outside the... Oh, no, they're in the bottom 4, as Saucy projected. West Coast, Hawthorn, and North Melbourne. Copped 611 points, North Melbourne. Wow. What happens when you can't defend? Kick the goal, Bont. Give me those super coach points.
It's going to be a long season, mate.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of super coach, I put in this week Graham from Gold Coast. I'm not going to bring it up. I put Graham from Gold Coast in for McKercher because he's injured for North. And then took out Christian Salem, who did his hammy, and he scored 3, I think, last week for us. But I put in Lockie Whitfield, so Whitfield's in. Yeah.
How did we go with the scoring in terms of the...
we actually went up in rank because it was a buy round, it actually was okay that Salem did his hammy. It's not good that he did his hammy, but you know what I'm saying in terms of the game.
Yeah.
We actually went up 9,500 spots, funnily enough, last week.
We're improving.
Yeah, so we're at 78,277. Not great. Ranked in
You'll just have to pull the strings this week, and when we get back on the usual schedule, where we've got more time to put the post out and people throw their ideas, who we should bring in, who we should trade, and that we'll do it again next week.
100%. All right, Source. I know this segment might go for a lot longer than usual, but it was UFC 300 over the weekend, and boy, oh boy, was it juicy.
Doma, it lived up to the hype and surpassed it. Let me tell you, it lived up to the hype, surpassed it. It was unbelievable. We'll bring it up. Well, got to do it justice. We'll bring it up.
It was unbelievable, man.
It was unbelievable. UFC 300 headlined by Pereira and Hill. We're going all the way down, Doma. We're not mucking around. We're going through every single fight because it was unbelievable. Divison Figueroa defeated Cody Garbrandt with a submission in the second round. Bobby Green defeated Jim Miller with a decision, unanimous decision. Jessica Andrade defeated Marina Rodriguez with a split decision. Renato Moicano defeated Jalen Turner with a KO in the second round. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but there was an occasion earlier in the fight where Jalen Turner had actually rocked Moicano, and he looks at the ref like he thought he'd done a one-hit knockout. Like he's waiting for the ref to stop the fight sort of thing. And Moicano's on the floor, and then he ends up just getting back up. He had the opportunity to jump on him, ground and pound him, and finish the fight, but he didn't finish the fight, and then Moicano turned around and knocked him out. So, Jalen Turner, sorry, but I've got to actually give you a lemon for that, because you could have won the fight, dude. You just had to jump on top of him and bang, you knock him out while he's on the floor. You knocked him to the ground, and then he just stood there like he'd won the fight, and the ref was like, what are you doing? And then Moicano just stood back up after a couple seconds. It was just funny because then he ended up getting knocked out. So you're 11, Jalen Turner, and obviously that's no good for him because he was number 10 in the ranking. Moicano's 13. Now they probably reverse. Moicano ends up 10, and he probably jumps out of the top 10 ranking. That was the early prelims. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was just the early prelim. Then we had the prelims. We had Sadiq Youssef defeated by Diego Lopez. Watch out for this guy, Diego Lopez, in the featherweight division. He's going to be a beast. Watch out for him. He's an up-and-comer. He's obviously unranked and beat a 13 rank opponent, number 13 in the world, and he's unranked. He's just got this. He's got this style. I like it. He's lethal. He's got power. Watch out for him, Diego Lopez, the Brazilian. Then you had the debut of Kayla Harrison. She defeated Holly Holm with a submission. I'm not sure if you've seen Kayla Harrison, but she's jacked. You look at her and you're just like, woman, man. Wow. She's absolutely jacked. And her goal is to, by the end of the year, be fighting for the title. So if she probably has another, she first fight off the ranks, she comes in and versus number 5 ranked in the world and slaps her with a submission in the second round. Mind you, up until that point, she was absolutely dominating her. So look out for Kayla Harrison. She'll probably end up being the next women's bantamweight champion. And I think there's a whole storyline where if she gets to that point, then Amanda Nunes will come back and they'll have one big super fight. Because Kayla Harrison has been in another organization for quite a while, and there've been obviously talks and things to come over here and come to the UFC and whatnot. Finally, she's here. And, she's showing what she can do. So watch out for her. She's an absolute gun. And then, mate, I was telling people, I was trying to tell my mates, guys, I'm telling you, Aljamain's going to slap this guy. I'm telling you, he's going to slap him. Oh, no, he's not. Qatar's got good striking. He's going to, these my friends are trying to. I'm like, mate, he's not even on the same level as this guy. And Doma, let me just, hang on. I think you can drop this down and have a look at the statistics. Total strikes. 89 to 19, takedowns 8-0, significant strikes 39 to 8. Now tell me that ain't a slapping.
It's a slapping.
He got absolutely dominated. Aljamain Sterling gets the win. Good to get back on the winners board, obviously, after losing his title fight. And yeah, there we go. Yuri Prochazka defeats Alexander Rakic with a KO in the second round. Doma, what a fight this was. It was unbelievable.
Bro, this
Early
was
in the fight,
ridiculous.
Rakic had him rocked. He had him rocked. He looked like the better fighter. I thought, oh my God, no, Rakic is going to beat, obviously I like Yuri. And Yuri just came back like a madman. He was just like, I'm not getting defeated today. I am not getting defeated. He had blood coming from his eye. He was like wiping his eye, but it was getting in the way. But he didn't care. He just came through, put the gloves on him and knocked him out. It was a great finish by Yuri, and a big win for him, because it now probably lines him up for a title fight in his next one, and a rematch at the title, which he lost previously. So that's obviously good for Yuri. The middleweight division, you had Bo Nickel defeating Cody Brundag. This probably should have been on the early prelims, but Bo Nickel is like, he's a big up and comer. I think he's undefeated. He just dominated him. Watch out for Bo Nickel. I think at some point he will be the middleweight champion. He's got an all-round game, and his ground game is unbelievable. He's so good on the ground, and he's pretty good on his feet as well. So watch out for him. Then you had lightweight division. Charles Oliveira defeated by Arman Taskurian with a decision over the 3 rounds. Probably deserved, in my opinion. Probably rightly deserved. Charles did pretty well. This fight had all, many, swings of momentum, but, I feel Arman did enough in the end to get the win. And then this was the fight of the night. Justin Gaethje against Max Holloway. It pretty much went the distance until Max Holloway said in the last 10 seconds, let's stand in the middle of the ring and absolutely belt the shit out of each other. And they did just that. And Max Holloway knocked Gaethje out flat on his face at 4 minutes and 59 seconds gone in the 5th round. There's 5 minutes in the round, Doma. So with 1 second to go,
1 second, I've seen this. The reaction from
Unbelievable.
Joe Rogan and Cormier and John Anik, bro, it was unbelievable. I've never seen Joe Rogan jump out of his chair like that and just like, I thought he was going to throw DC onto the floor. That's how fucking, it was unbelievable. It was crazy, great fight.
Max Holloway is an absolute jet. It'll be interesting to see what happens now. Obviously, he's coming up from a division, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ilia Topuria. Does he fight Holloway next, or does Volk get a rematch of that? Let's see what happens in that featherweight division. But yeah, congrats, Max Holloway. Look, as much as the Volk has dominated him over those fights, and obviously I'll always be on the Volk side. Max Holloway is probably one of my all-time favorite fighters in the UFC. He's an absolute beast. He is like the epitome of like a hard-nosed guy. Like he's still never been knocked down to this day in any professional fight in the UFC. He's never been knocked down. So just goes to show what a hard head he's got. Then you had the co-main event, Zhang Weili defeating Yan Zhao Nan over the 5 rounds. It was pretty, it was unanimous, but Zhang Weili, Yan Zhang Nan, I must give credit to her, because Zhang Weili did everything she could in the first 2 rounds to try submit her, and like had her in chokes and everything, and she couldn't get the job done. And it ended up going the distance. And as it got later in the fight, Yan Zhao looked good when it was on their feet. If they stayed on their feet, Yan Zhao had the better striking by far. But the thing is, she couldn't prevent the takedown. And when Zhang Weili got her to the ground, she just dominated her, ragdolled her, beat her up. And that's, because she was able to take her down, I think, let's see how many times she was able to take her down. Takedowns 6-3. So that's obviously got the advantage there. Obviously, she took a whole bunch more of total strikes, did Zhang Weili, over 256 total strikes to 73. But a lot of that was, a lot of them were on the ground and things. So, that's ground and pound and stuff like that. But she just dominated them when it got to the ground. And then the main event, there it is. Alex Poatan Pereira defeats Jamal Hill over knocks him out in the second round, first round. Sorry, hang on. Let me get my little. Here it is, Doma. Let me.
Oh, mate, don't make me big.
Remove this.
There it is.
There he is. Yes, I got the Tyson Beck rookie number to 15, Doma. Number to 15. Happy to have that. There it is. He's an absolute gun, Alex Pereira. He's an absolute gun. No, don't need to say anything, Dom. I actually don't need to say anything. I just,
you said it last week. You don't have to say. You said it last week, and you were right. Once again, when it comes to UFC, you're right again.
What did I say about that left hook?
Stay away from it. Stay right away from it.
There was a turning point in that fight. It was like he was being cautious at the beginning, but once he realized that Jamal Hill he wasn't scared of Jamal Hill's awkwardness or his power or whatever. He just started walking him down.
Bro, the bait he on the feint that he threw with that right, like, you know what I mean? The feint with the right when he baited him, that left uppercut was so quick, bro. It came out of nowhere.
But this is what people don't understand with that left hand, because it's his lead hand, right? He gets it off quick, and he doesn't need a big wind up like from back here to pull. It's like short and sharp, and it's all through the hips, power in the legs, and pop.
Bro, it was so quick.
Just hits you on the chin and good night.
He didn't even see it coming, straight out, and that rocked him. Obviously that was the fight. It was done and dusted there. That turned the fight completely. It was finished. The moment that it connected flush, it wasn't like it skimmed him. He nailed him with him. He dropped him with it, and it was game over. After that was finished. You're not coming back from that. As we know, when you got that much knockout power, he's just rattled. Absolutely rattled. So, big win for him, Sauce. Is there a card this week?
Doma, there is, I believe. Hang on. Events. Let me just check. This weekend, the 28th. No, that's next weekend. So there is not a card. I believe will be next weekend, which we'll do a little bit of a preview when the time comes for that one.
All right, Saucy. Let's get to hobby talk. That's going to be a quick one. I actually need to shoot off, but positive. We want positive stuff. And it doesn't get much more positive than this, mate, because there's a negative side to the beginning of this because, well, all negatives create a positive, mate. And the negative is these people are lemons and they can't do their job properly. But there is one person out there that knows how to do his bloody job properly. All right? He's a friend of this show. I think you know where I'm going with it, mate, because he does his job properly. And once again, not for the first, not for the second, but for the third time, gets Steph Curry, sells it out in 90 seconds. And once again, this guy's putting on an absolute clinic in the individual artist licensing side of this hobby and providing value and quality to people in the hobby.
To collectors.
Yep.
and
Look at this stuff, man.
Congrats to anyone that was able to pick one up. For the record, obviously, I'm part of Collectors Club, Doma, so obviously I had the early access to potentially get one.
Bro. Look at this card. Come on, bro.
You want to know something? If it was LeBron James,
where you seen designs like
LeBron James, I probably would have splashed the money, but just for Curry, I just can't justify it.
Where you seen this? Where you seen designs like this? Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome stuff.
The designs speak for themselves.
I'm so happy for everybody.
As much as you want to say that doesn't have a logo or anything, but like, have a look at that one where he's shooting the basketball. You can still see the 30.
You don't need the logo.
You don't need the logo. It's such a sick card. Great design.
Even that one, you don't need the logo on that. Why do you need? Exactly. Who cares? You know who he plays for. Like, fuck.
Exactly.
Well, logo. Mate, like, come on. We're always happy for whatever this guy does because he does it and he does it well and he actually cares.
Quality. Yeah.
So Tyson, well done once again. Amazing stuff. And yes, we do still need to get you on the show. Yes.
Definitely needs to be done.
You've done a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. And yeah, we as friends are actually proud of you for what you're doing, and you still continuing at it. And you're producing quality, bro. Absolute quality.
And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, where I've been given some of the inside word on some of the things to potentially come.
And you might have to hit me up after, mate. What's going on?
It's going to have to get bigger and better. It's going to get bigger and better, mate. Let me tell you. He's just level to level. He had a bit of a setback with the Brady situation, thanks to Fanatics, but that's in the past. It's onwards and upwards from here, a learning curve, but still creating quality. And
I can't wait. You know the day I can't wait, Sauce?
Collectors.
You know the day I can't wait? Tyson Beck times Michael Jordan. That's the day I can't wait, bro. I can't wait for that day. I can't wait.
Might happen. Probably
that's the day,
the
man.
most expensive autograph you could go after.
Well, you reckon no one's going to pay for it, bro?
No. Starting autograph would be at least 5,000 minimum.
Everyone will pay for it. If he wants to go bigger and badder than that, we all know who he needs to sign, mate. So I'm not even going to mention his name.
It's not going to happen after his recent
I know.
over there in Saudi Arabia, mate.
He doesn't need to do that stuff.
He doesn't need the money, mate.
So you might be able to get Garib. I'll take Garib. Tyson Beck times Garib collab. Al Nassar. I'll buy it. Talisca. Nah, he's doing good things, man. I'm so happy. Obviously, he dropped the Carmelo Anthony stuff 2 weeks ago.
Well. Yeah, and that sold out in like 2 minutes or a minute as well. Yeah. So if you haven't seen them, for the record, no, I did not get a Carmelo card. I just wasn't interested, mate. And you know, this is the way I am with things. If I'm not interested in it, I'm not going to spend money on it.
I like this one a lot, me personally.
And I'm not going to buy it just to resell it and be a scumbag, mate. So
exactly.
I just don't buy it.
That's it. Done and dusted.
That's it. Show done for another week. $199. Next week we'll be back with show 200, Doma. 200.
We've got to sort something out. We've got to think of something.
And we should be back on the normal schedule next week.
We should. Yeah, definitely. So, all right. On that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. It's double coverage, and peace out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double curve.